Hi, my name is Fiona and today I'm going to teach you the treble crochet stitch. That's going to allow us to make little granny squares like this. We can make these in multiple colours as you see in my example here, but we can also just use this pattern in the same colour and we can make them little coaster size or create them going around in the same pattern so that they become large enough to be a blanket. But firstly we need to learn the treble crochet stitch, so I'll show you that to you now. Okay, so I went ahead and tied my slip knot and crocheted a line of chain stitches. So I'm going to demonstrate the treble crochet. For the treble crochet we begin to work the stitch into the fourth chain from the hook. So we don't count the loop that's on the hook, instead we count down these chains, so it would be 1, 2, 3 and then this would be the fourth one. So we yarn over from the back to the front, yarn over the hook, we insert it just under that top line of the chain, yarn over again and pull it back through, so we have 3 loops on the hook. We yarn over and we take off 2 loops, we yarn over again and take off 2 more loops. So that's yarn over into the next chain, yarn over, bring it back up, we've got 3 loops, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over and take off 2. And you can see that the 3 chains we left at the beginning when we went into the fourth, the stitch is basically the height of the 3 chains, so that can count as our first stitch. So I'm just going to finish the row and then show you how we turn. So I did my final treble crochet of the row, and now we just remember at the end of each row to do 3 chains because that's the height of our stitch. So then whenever we turn our work, we're going to be working into these the top of each stitch from the row below. So we yarn over and we go into that first stitch, yarn over again from the back to pull up a loop, yarn over, take off 2 loops, yarn over and take off 2 more loops, and we just continue that into each stitch long, and then again if we were turning this to make a bigger piece of work we would do our 3 chains to build up the height of the stitch for the next row. So I have completed 5 rows in the treble crochet, and you could continue on with this if you wished, like just doing rows of this to form a scarf. I just wanted to show you as a comparison. This was a double crochet we did last week, and you can see that the treble crochet is a lot taller, so if you were making something in the treble crochet like a scarf, you would reach the desired length of the scarf much more quickly because it's a taller stitch. Now this is the beginnings of a granny square, what we're going to make. I'm going to show you how we create this circle in the centre which all our stitches go into. These are treble crochets just done in clusters of 3, and then we have corners that are done with 2 chains, and then as we build up there's spaces. Not everything is a corner. In the first row all the spaces between the clusters are corners, but as we build up these spaces are done by 1 chains, and then we keep the 2 chains for the corner, and we have 2 clusters in each corner. Okay, to begin the granny square we will first of all tie a slip knot. And I'm going to chain 5, To create the circle, we slip stitch into the first stitch of the chain. So you put the hook through, you yarn over, you pull it back through the stitch, and then you also pull it through the loop that's on the hook, and this creates a circle. So I'm going to chain 3 for our first row. That takes me up to the height of the treble crochet stitch, and then yarn over, and we're going to go into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over, take off another 2. So this is creating my first treble crochet cluster, and the 3 chains are counting as the first stitch. So I need to chain 2 more to create a corner, and then continue with my next cluster. And there, for the first row, there's going to be 4 clusters all together. I have created my 4th cluster, which is the final one on the first row. So I just need the last corner, so I'm going to make 2 chains. And then to join the row together, we need a slip stitch. So we put the hook through, yarn over from behind, pull through, and we also pull through this loop that's on the hook. So if we were continuing in this colour, we would chain 3 to build up, and then that would be the first one of our next cluster. We would just continue to make our cluster into that space, but instead I'm going to change colour because I think it'll be clearer. So I have tied off just after it was joined. I cut the yarn and knotted it, ready to tie on green for my second row. So we put it through the corner space and we just tie it in a simple knot. And when I put the hook through, I then yarn over from behind. I can pull up a loop, and then if I chain 3, I can begin my row on my first treble crochet cluster. So then I'll do 2 chains for the corner, and I'll work 3 more treble crochets into this same corner. Now I do move over to the second corner. I'll just do 1 chain as the connection, and then I'll begin the treble crochets in the next corner. Okay, and continue on. I've added another row in the pink to show you. I think it's clearer whenever I change colour. So in the corner we have 2 clusters in each corner with the 2 chains in between, and then again any connection between the clusters is just 1 chain to space. And you just keep building up row upon row. You can change colour like me if you wish. The changing colours makes quite cute like little coasters, or you could do several of them, and the squares could be, you know, joined together to make a large blanket of squares. Or what I think is easier, as long as you don't mind a square blanket, is to just continue making a bigger and bigger and bigger granny square. Again, that could all be in one colour, and you'd just have to tie on a new ball of yarn when you ran out, but you wouldn't have so many tails to tidy up if you change colour each time. But they're both very pretty and they're both easy, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.